Frankel, Certified Financial Planner. I thought I'd take a few minutes and share my thoughts on the market and the economy because there's a lot of noise out there, and one day the market's up, the next day the market's down. You get data and it's revised, it goes up, it goes down. We don't really know what's happening, and so I thought I would just share with you a few minutes and give you my perspective. Maybe that'll help clean out some of the noise that's going on. The bottom line is that the economy looks pretty good. Manufacturing firmed up in May, and it's probably going to continue unless something unforeseen happens. There's an Institute of Supply Management, that's called the ISM, and they release all these reports. They do all kinds of research on the economy, and they recently found that the management index rose by 1.3 points, which was far above expectations. New orders were up 2.3 points. Companies have thicker and thicker backlogs, and that means they're going to have to continue to hire and expand, and that's going to put more money in the economy. And this improvement was noted across the board, not just in one or two industries. So that's all good news. And that comes on the heels of the factory sector having to deal with some really difficult times. Oil prices dropped precipitously in 2014. That caused many companies to slash their capital spending. That reduced their hiring and put a contraction in the economy. There's also a few more things that factories have had to deal with. As you know, the West Coast ports slowed down their activity back at the end of last year. That choked off the supply chain. That hurt companies' ability to produce and sell goods and services. That also hurt jobs in the overall economy. Bad weather also put a wet blanket on business activity. And to top it off, the strong dollar is still making it difficult for exporters. That ISM, the Institute of Supply Management, they reported that indeed exports have slipped, but thankfully they're still not contracting. And if you look at the total picture, that same manufacturing report shows that the economy is strong and our manufacturing is actually expanding and growing. The Commerce Department, they deal with construction, and they reported that in April, construction spending rose 2.2%, and that's huge. That's a really big increase, and in fact, it's the biggest increase since 2008. And I spoke earlier about data revisions, and we had a nice surprise that the Census Bureau came back and said, hey, construction spending grew in March, even though we reported earlier that it contracted. So there was a nice surprise that construction actually expanded in March as well as April. Now, construction spending is really, really important for our economy because it fuels a lot of consumer spending. When people buy new homes, they spend money fixing them up. They buy furniture, they do landscape work. That creates lots of jobs, puts a lot of money in the economy. And that Census Bureau reported that housing starts and permits climbed to a 7-year high in April. So those are good signs for the future so far. Now, even though, if we take a look at the bottom line, the economy is battling a strong dollar, the aftermath of a harsh winter, and if you look at the bottom line, the ISM gauge of the overall economy is still at the 50-point level and a little bit above. And that signals expansion. It's not bristling hot growth, but it is expansion. And probably, all things being equal, our economy will continue to expand, although at a slow pace. There's a few obstacles. Consumers are not spending at the rate that economists would like to see. But that consumption could heat up. We recently saw that auto sales have increased and incomes have gone up, and that usually leads to more spending. So as of now, the underlying economy looks pretty solid, and these are very positive developments for the market and for investors. Obviously, things can change quickly. That's why it's important to stay vigilant, keep our eyes on the ball, and adjust portfolios as the situation dictates. That's exactly what I'm going to continue doing, both for you, for all of my clients, and for myself. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'd be delighted to connect with you. Thanks again for your time. For more great ideas on how to have no money worries no matter what, come on over to wealthpilgrim.com, sign up for your free weekly updates, and get a free e-course on how to make better investments.